session is very interesting because if you've ever wondered what it's like to run marketing technology at a company that is enormous, we are talking $179 billion in revenue, this is your opportunity. So Rohit Prabhakar from McKesson is going to speak about marketing technology and how that relates to customer obsession. And so I've known Rohit for a while, and what I like about him is that in this space you see a lot of people job hopping, you see a lot of people really trying to get quick wins and having a lot of impatience. But what Rohit has is a long-term vision and patience, and he knows that digital transformation can take years, yet at the same time, he has an agile approach. So I'm really excited to hear what he has to say. So Rohit, welcome.
Thank you. Hi guys, my name is Rohit Prabhakar. I work for McKesson, and if the presentation goes really well, it's all because of Erika, because she spent a lot of time with me, like taking me through, and finding out if that is the best thing to be delivered, and if it doesn't goes well, it's just because of me, because I didn't listen to her for many other areas. So if it goes well, it's all because of her. So as she shared, I work for McKesson. I'm part of corporate marketing, and as you can imagine, such a big company, it's such a big company. There are multiple business units we have. We have multiple divisions that are they span globally, and being a part of corporate marketing, I'm responsible for multiple things. But most importantly is this, that I am a technologist by training, and I've been a technical architect, but I love sales and marketing, and that's why I call myself as one of the true marketing technologists. And I'll be talking about what we are doing at McKesson and how we are doing multiple things, and also we'll talk about what our digital center of excellence is doing and things like those. But most importantly, I'm going to focus on customer obsession, because our ultimate aim at McKesson is customer obsession. So before I move into that, I would just love to share with you how I landed up in that role, because just 3 years ago, 5 years ago, McKesson hired me to run their .com program. And at that time, we had no such program. We were not planning to do anything like this. And then I came to know about Scott Brinker, and Scott came with that infographic, and I saw that first infographic that came out and said, wow, so many technologies out that I can use for making marketing better. And that's how I started. At that point of time, my focus was technology only. And as I started working on it, I started working across McKesson, my focus started changing. I came to know what really the people are looking out for. So right now we are in process of our digital marketing transformation at McKesson. We have just started it. And it's a year one, we are into a multi-year roadmap over there. And what I'm going to share with you is based upon where we are at different stages for every single thing. When I talk about customer obsession, we are I'm not going to go into and talk about what customer obsession means. I'm going to go into what we are doing for customer obsession. Here are the things that we and my teams and everybody else at McKesson currently we are trying to put a lot of focus on. And these things are customer insights, collaboration, and productivity. And you will ask me why collaboration and productivity, what it has to do with customer obsession. I, being a part of corporate marketing team, me and my team, our second customer is our own marketing teams. As a marketing technologist, I would say you all possibly will agree with me that one of your biggest customer before the real customer is your own marketing team. And you need to ensure that your marketing teams can run efficiently. There are no big silos. They can really collaborate with each other and things like those. So I'll move forward to the next slide. And as you build your own customer obsessive MarTech, a stack or whatever stack you are focused on, maybe there's another business goal. What I would say is for a moment, and another thing, why I'm not going into our technology stack, why I'm not sharing that stack with you guys and not spending time over it, is because I personally believe that stacks are very, very unique to your own corporate culture, your customer needs, and what is the outcome that your team is looking out for. I have definitely gone through multiple stacks. None of them applies to what McKesson is trying to achieve. So I feel the same for you. Possibly you can pick them, learn from them, and that is the reason I'm not sharing it over here. But as you think about how can you make customer obsession possible, here are key things that if you are the person who is putting the architecture together, here are the few of the things that you could focus on: understanding what are the customer needs, what is the context of a customer, what they are coming over there, and then getting a one view of a customer. For a company like McKesson, we have like I'll not go into the number of like systems we have, but we have like multiple number of like Salesforce systems. We have multiple marketing automation systems. We have everything in multiple instances. Our data is at multiple different places. For me, it is one of the most important thing is to understand who is my customer, what is my customer doing, to get one view of the customer. And I don't believe in 360-degree view of customer because I don't even know if it is possible. And maybe it will be possible in another 10, 15 years, but right now, what my aim is to find one view of a customer with as much data as I can. That's where I'm focused on. And then like breaking down the internal silos, as I talked about, like being a big company, you have many silos. Being a small company, you may have none. But if you are a big company and there must be some internal silos, you should focus on how you can break those. And right content, how to reuse the content, because eventually everybody who is coming over there is coming for the right content, so that you can give them the right content at the right time. Delivering a right user experience. So one of the main things that we have part of our customer experience program that sits in our digital center of excellence, that is also part of my team, is we are totally focused on customer experience. We have like somebody who is totally thinking about how can we improve the customer experience based upon the feedback that we are regularly getting from our customers. Right now, if you go to .com, you will not like see those changes, like big changes happening. Right now, we are working on a big launch that is coming end of this month, and then the real journey starts from there. And then like making the customer feedback as an integral part of this process. So as I was going through this whole process, and I'm going to shift gears over here, I'm not going to talk about what was the title of my presentation. I'm going to change tracks over here. I'm going to more towards why do you need that. And as I was going through this journey, and I'm very obsessed about, I would say, or passionate about making things better. That's the real reason I do anything I do. And it was not because of I love technology or it was for anything else. It was always about making things better. And I started working with people across McKesson. Possibly there will be few sitting in this room, and like I started talking to them, and I started understanding what they need, and I started sharing the whole stack with them, and talking about that this is how we will use the stack and do this, do that, and like all those things. But it was not at all interesting to them. They were not very excited about it. And eventually also like is there anybody in this room like who uses iPhone? Like anybody who loves Apple products? Why do you use those? Any other answer?
It just works.
It just works, right? So nobody said technology was awesome. Like I'm like an Android guy. I've been an Android guy for all my life. But just like a small incident can really tell you that why technology, like moving to the next slide, is technology is the biggest enabler, but not the goal. That's what I have learned during this process, because I'm an Android fan for all these years. I went out, bought a like the Samsung Gear 2. 3 weeks ago, I tried it for 2 weeks. I couldn't find a right use of it. Awesome technology, very, very powerful device, but couldn't find a real use of it. And then my wife was wearing Apple Watch, and I could see like it was amazing, like the things she was able to do on a daily basis, because we have a 6-month-old. She was carrying her, and she can talk with it. And there are multiple other things that she was able to do with the Apple Watch. And what I did, I bought an Apple Watch, I bought an iPhone. Right? And how are your marketers different than that? How is my marketing team different from that? They want something that works, right? Do you agree? If they want something works, your customer wants that something works that works for them. And that should be the focus. And that's why I really always keep this thing in my mind. Technology is the biggest enabler, but not my goal to do anything that I do at McKesson or my teams do at McKesson. This is the framework. Now, as I said, I'm going to change gears. You can apply this to customer obsession. You can apply this to digital marketing transformation. You can apply it to SEO program. You can apply it to any different program that you can think of. this is the framework that I have used. It has been successful at multiple places, especially at McKesson, being the complexity is. And I go through this framework again and again because I personally believe that as a marketing technologist, you are bridging the gap between technology and marketing. And one of the most important skills you need to have is you need to be good at sales because you're talking about something new. Secondly, is you need to also be good at marketing. But I will start with vision. So this is a long journey. It started, as I told you, almost 3 years ago. Started working with a couple of people, and as I was working on .com project, I started talking to my senior vice president, who heads the whole marketing leadership council at McKesson, and we started talking about what can we do next. I talked to him. Hey, I came over here. I didn't come over here to do .com. I came here to do because I thought it was a real marketing team. What can we do? And we started talking about things. And he said, go and come back and do something about it. I went back, I put a marketing technology architecture, and if you're trying to do that, I would say always start with, now we have more techies, but always start with Scott Brinker's infographic. It's really awesome. Start from there, try to understand what you need from those multiple places, what are your focus areas, and just start from there. It's a great starting place. I put it together, I sat with him, and he couldn't understand why I was doing this. I spent multiple hours with him. He still couldn't understand how can he go and sell this business case. Why it is important. A company that doesn't like to invest into that area, why should it invest in that area? And then I went back, and there were some other business cases that have been done, not for marketing technology, but for web, that have failed miserably in previous years at McKesson. And I went back, I went through each and every deck, and I also went through the decks that were very successful for different regions, and I found out there was a very unique thing on all those business cases. All those business cases were focusing on the business objective. Why should you do that? It was never about technology. It was never about those processes and things like those. And that's what I did. I went back, I thought about what is the best business case, what is the best use of this. And as you know, as if you have to present to the CEO or CFO of the company, they want some business objective of it. And it should be business growth when it comes to marketing. But for anybody who is very passionate like me about customer obsession, for me it's customer obsession. Or it could be awesome SEO program, or it could be lead generation program, whatever it is. But there is a business objective attached to it. That was the one. And then I went back, I showed him the business case and said, how about this? Your cost center is it's a cost center. How about in next few years we turn it into a profit center? Would that be an awesome business case? He said yes. And that was my biggest learning over there. And there are multiple other stories I can talk to you because it's a big change we are bringing over there, that every time I sit with one of my colleagues or any of the leaders, every time there is a business case that helps me share my vision and bring them along with it. The next part is now about selling that story. You will say why sell comes first before the next thing I'm going to talk about is because you really need to sell it to few people so that they can be along your side and really help you, because you can't bring a big change alone. You can't as a person, if I had thought I could have done it alone, I could have never done it. It was a group of people, we all came together. So as I started this whole process of now I have already sold my vision to my leadership, what is the next thing? I went out, started talking to multiple people. I talked to every single person I knew across McKesson. I spent days flying across, breaking bread with them, and eventually in this same hotel, after few months of not finding a right person, in the same very hotel, in the front lobby when you come in, on the third a set of seats from the left hand side, if you can visualize that, I was sitting over there and I was introduced to another gentleman from McKesson, and he was part of another business unit. I've never met him before. He came and he introduced himself. He was a very passionate guy like me. I could see that. And we started talking. I started listening to him, and he says, hey, I'm here, but I want to do this, I want to do that, but it's not working. I said, okay, tell me more, and started talking about, and I started listening, and after some time, I said, how about this? I've been trying to do the same thing at this level. How about this? We will start working together. And he said, wow, what can you do for me? I told him this is the vision that's where we are focused on, and he said, I am in the game. And that was the start of finding a right partner. Then I went out at multiple other people. There were other people from other business unit, maybe like Dan Nevers is in the room. Like he was another person I found out like he was in the business unit and he really started supporting. And then there was a couple of other people that I found across McKesson and we started building the case and I was able to sell it to them and they started backing me out. And they were part of the whole business case. And the biggest lesson I learned from that was keep them, like find right people, only the people that you really need for the business case and who have really a skill in the game, who can do something about it and work with you to make it happen. They don't care about excuses, they don't care about whether somebody is going to come along with you, but they're going to make it happen. So it's like, and they're urgent for the whole change. Then it was coming like now I already have my leadership sold on this. I had a group that was totally sold on this. Now about like it's a big change. I had to work with all of these people and of course my own team, my own leadership, and we started going across the entire company and finding out like ensuring that like this is a new business case and we are working on it. Would you love to be part of it? And everybody started like talking about it, and but there were people who didn't believe in it, who not at all believed in it. They said like it will fail. And the best way to handle this thing was to find out like how we can like really help them understand the value of what we were trying to do. And as you know, data speaks for itself. I very well remember like when I started, we started on this thing, like there was somebody came in and said, hey, .com only like people who come on .com are careers people. Like people who are looking for jobs because we are so big, everybody wants to work over here. There is no value to marketing over here. Then I talked to some salespeople. They said, oh, our customers don't go at all on the digital sites. They only talk to us because we have been doing good for under 80 years. We have been growing, like our stocks prices are going. Why should like we do this? And then we went out, we did a data analysis, like we call it ecosystem analysis. We went out and tagged a lot of properties at McKesson. Not all, very few, only 40, 50 of those sites. And we tagged them, we tracked them for like 2-3 months, and we really tried to understand what that data was saying. And when the data came back, all those things were gone. Nobody has anything to say. Everybody agreed that why there was an importance to that. And this can happen to whatever program you are trying to. If you're trying to bring a change in your SEO program, maybe you are trying to bring a change in agile marketing or your customer obsession. Everywhere you will have challenges, but use data. That was the best thing I learned from there. And then like the business case went to our CEO. He approved the whole business case. And then comes the time to execution. Everybody can do execution. You all know very well how to execute things. That's why you are leading all those things for your companies. But one of the most important things I learned was that people start getting not very interested in what you're doing very soon until they don't see something coming out. So we started working with a couple of business units. We started working with them and helping them like start as a pilot, as a small proof of concept. We started working with them, help them create a win. And they came in, they started working with us on McKesson.com platform. We were able to help them out in like multiple different ways. And in the period of 3 to 4 months, and before that, they used to do very small lead generation. We were able to help them create a couple of $1 million of leads in just 3-4 months. And that was a data that was good enough and a huge win that like we can use, and like everybody was now interested in the business case. But it doesn't stop over there. We use those people like and brought them on our team. We make them as our brand ambassadors. So if you are trying to run any program, always try to like have wins somewhere and make those people as your brand ambassadors. So you don't have to do all those talking and all that convincing. They go and talk to every single person who is not convinced and convince them for you and like make that change happen. Because especially when you talk about customer obsession, it's something very, very new. Like there is no like a clear ROI that you can show to it. There are multiple other things that you can do, small things here and there, but quick wins are the most important things. As now like we are moving into the sustained phase with a couple of things, but not with most of the things. One of the most important things that like I felt that as we were talking about with multiple people, there was a fear of change. Everybody like we have awesome marketers, but it was about like something coming in new, how they can make it like work and things like those. So we went out, like we set up a digital center of excellence, which has multiple different things in it, and we also are like kicking off our digital marketing academy. And what is the intent of this academy is because we have our own marketers. Our marketers know our products very well. They know how our customers think. and things like those. But the only problem is they don't know very well how to market in the digital world. And we are setting up a digital marketing academy to enable our own marketers. So it's about enabling and making it a part of your own culture. During all this process, one of the things that besides selling skills, what I felt was one of the most important skills, if you are a marketing technologist, that you need to have, or if you don't have, don't worry, you can work on it and have it, is you need to be very good at negotiations. Because you're trying to bring technology and marketing together, and there are people who will not agree to you most of the times. And you have to find out how you can negotiate that, and how you can negotiate and still make the project work and move towards your objective. And absolutely, that is how I feel after almost every single meeting that I had during those 1 or 2 years. Now, here's the secret. What I have learned is, besides all those things on the slide, one of the most important thing that I have learned is keep your eye on the price. And the price could be customer obsession. It could be about having the best SEO program. It could be having the best lead generation program, or it may be about generating $100 million of leads and things like those. But always keep the eye on the price, and the price is your the objective and your business objective. And with this, I am done. And on this last slide, why I have this all over here in my own picture is, I really wanted, I feel that during this entire journey, there were multiple people who were very helpful to me, and who really helped me during this entire process. And I feel that you must be going through a similar exercise, and I would like to be your friend, and this is just the beginning of that journey. And if you have any questions, or there is any way I can help you out, reach out to me, and the best way to reach out to me is on LinkedIn and Twitter. With this, I'm done, and back to Awesome.
You can take a question or two.
Okay. Any questions? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So as some of you know, I used to